So hello fellow coin collectors, how you going today? And today we're going to review the 1913 Florin. So this is actually the fourth coin in Australia's official coinage. So before this we have the 210, 211, 212 and 213. Up until this time there's actually not too many Florins actually minted each year. So you got 1.259 million in 10, 950,000, 1911, 1912, 1 million, and in 13 you have 1.2 million. So this is actually a pretty low mint coin, and a lot of them are actually in this grade because at the time you didn't have really a pension, there was no dole, so basically whatever money you get is what you spent. And this one would have probably had a value of roughly $10, so it's actually quite a lot of money. And if you just look at a little bit of information back then, you would actually find out that a lot of people actually struggled. So the poverty rate was actually quite high. Wages are quite high as well compared to a lot of other countries. Wages in Australia have always been quite high compared to the rest of the world. We've always been a pretty good country for that. But you know, when you actually have poverty, you get a lot of people not collecting coins. So that's why when you look at actually pre-decimal florins, uncirculated grade, you're probably talking about, depending on the coin, for these ones, for uncirculated, you're probably talking about $5,000. Almost uncirculated, probably 2.5. And this condition, this one is actually in a very fine condition, because if you see at the top there, there are no diamonds and pearls. So in a fine condition, you probably will see some diamonds or pearls, but this one, no, you don't see any. And it's half the details actually gone, so it's probably very good condition. And the book value is about $32, and this is pretty much, these coins actually sell for pretty much book value. Probably the higher up grades actually sell for less than book value, but the VG in the fine condition pretty much sell for actual book value, because they're actually quite scarce to actually get. You'll probably find this is the same with a lot of pennies from the 10s and some of them from the 20s. They actually sell for a lot more than book value in low grades. The 1932 penny probably sells for less than book value in the actual low grades. So you're probably not really going to get anything lower than probably about $25. That's how much I actually sold this one for, $25. And if you have a look, it's actually in pretty bad shape. And here's another one from 1919. So this one had 1.6 million. Lower value, probably about $20 to $25. But you can see the actual grade as well. It's just a little bit higher, so it's probably more like a fine condition. So let's have a look at some information on this coin. So here we actually have the coin in here. So this coin is probably very fine condition, because you can see the actual diamonds and pearls. It's actually in pretty good condition. And if you look, here's the actual values. You're probably looking VG and F, probably the same price you probably buy for, maybe a few dollars smaller. Uncirculated's got 12,000, so probably about 5,000 you'll be paying. And pretty much these ones are probably half to a quarter of actually what the actual book value is. Coin pre-decimal coins actually dropped quite a long time ago. And here we have the 92.5% silver, 7.5% copper. So silver is actually quite a soft metal, so they actually put copper in it to actually strengthen the metal and give it a longer life, because or else it probably wear out within a few years and I'd have to replace it. That's not the idea of coinage. The idea is to give an agreed value to whoever is actually wanting to sell you something, and also for it to actually last a long time. Like this one probably was in circulation, couldn't even be up until the 60s. So, but I would say that after 1936, these would have been, especially in the late 40s, they probably would have been taken out of circulation because of the higher value, because they dropped the content of silver from 50%, 92.5% to 50% in 1946. So these probably would have been hoarded. But a lot of people probably wouldn't have known that they actually dropped the silver unless they actually read it in a newspaper or on a radio. No, TV wasn't really popular then. So it's minted in London. So our coins were minted in London up until 1916 when the Melbourne Mint was open. 1.2 million, considered scarce. Obverse E.B. McKennell. Obviously, the reverse is actually missing, but the reverses are W.H.J. Blakemore. And then, so it's pretty much nothing really out of the ordinary with that coin except for the actual low mintage, but that's pretty normal for most florins up until 1936. So here we actually have some florin for sale. This one's probably good, $1. Definitely. I'm going to bid on that one. Not on this one. This is actually in incognito mode, so it actually doesn't skew the results. So here we have price $14. It's got a hole in it. These ones are pretty low grade. 23. Yeah, these ones if you buy it for 30 or 27, you're not going to make money on them. So I prefer to get my coins closer to bullion. Sometimes I pay a little bit over bullion. You've got to make some money. And as you can see, the actual values actually increase. But if we actually go to so just say you look up sold items on an iPad, so this is the mobile site, you can see if we look at, I don't like the lowest, recent is, you got 25, so that's actually this coin here. It's $25 plus you got, so probably about $20. This one actually looks cleaned, so that one I'll be very suspicious of. If we have a look closer, it's just when it's actually shining like that. Yeah, it's in high grade, but it looks like it's actually been cleaned. Yeah, you can see how it's probably very fine to very fine condition. You can see it's lots of wear there, and yeah, this has definitely been cleaned. So a lot of people will probably just base that on bullion value. $80, no, I wouldn't have paid that much for a clean coin, even though the book value's got $3.50. And then you got another one that's actually been cleaned. This one, yeah, probably good. You can see the values actually vary. So this probably would have been good to actually get 5 of them and definitely pop them off. You can make probably at least $20. Not $20, $50 if you sell them for $10 each. No, $20 each. Definitely make at least $50 profit. So you can see $16. That can go for a lot more than that. Yeah, 15. Oh, they probably shouldn't have accepted the best offer. 14. So you can see you can actually get some good coins for a lower value, but you actually need to look. You can't just just buy the first thing that you actually see. You also need to know grade. So this grade is actually quite low. It's worse than mine. Probably good condition to poor. This one, you got 2 different grades in that one. So it's probably VF. It's probably good. So you really need to know grades if you're actually going to buy these actual coins. but they're actually very interesting. Uh, I did collect these as, you know, as an actual run, but you know, I just decided to actually sell them off. If I really want to collect these, I'll probably get higher grades. I think the market is actually bottomed out, so the prices you can probably get will probably start to increase as the market actually picks up. So a lot of people are actually into decimals at the moment, but as we've seen, a lot of people who are into decimals start to move into pre-decimals when they have a bit of experience, because you know they don't like the history, and this is actually a good part of Australia's history. So I hope this helps you out with the actual values of, you know, Australia's pre-decimal coins. So in this grade, if you can pick it up for like $15, I reckon you're doing well. If you want to resell it, $25, yeah, that's okay. That's basically what I do. And this is actually not pumping and dumping. This is just the second hand market, because, you know, these are just collector's items and people want it for various reasons. Some want it for silver, some want it for history, and some want it because I know they want to collect the whole set of pre-decimal coins. Anyway, I'll leave the video here. Thank you very much for watching my video. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. Thank you and goodbye.